Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of A Little More Light.
Sir, actually, it's very catchy and very inspirational also.
Today we have another guest. His name is Vivek. He's an IAS officer.
I would be more happy to be known as a student than an IAS officer, sir.
Always very humble.
I understood with the Northeast, they are the people who have huge self-respect, sir. For them, it really doesn't matter whether you are an IAS, IPS or somebody.
They're loyal, yes, correct.
Yes.
So once they like you, they will like you for your lifelong.
Yes, sir.
Speak Bengali now.
Not really, sir, but I can understand, yes.
কেমন আছো?
খুব ভালো, sir.
খুব ভালো। ভালোবাসি।
Yes, sir.
You took 6 attempts. You got ranked twice.
Yes, sir.
You were in IRS and then
Yes, sir.
became IAS. During this long journey of preparation, ever feel like quitting?
Yes, sir. Many a time, sir. I was already 25, 26 when I started preparing. With every going attempt, the pressure on us will be increasing exponentially, sir.
Actually, you married a girl, like again my student.
Yes, sir. Again, Insights has helped me both professionally also and personally also, sir.
So what about the future life?
I don't want to get highlighted for any other reasons except for my work, sir. I just want to remain silent, put my heads down and work. And in the process, I should also grow as an individual, look at the opportunities that come forward and take it up how it comes.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of A Little More Light. Today we have another guest to share another set of stories. His name is Vivek. He's an IAS officer, and I'll be having a conversation with him regarding his journey towards IAS. Through IAS, what he's learning through his training and other things. Welcome Vivek. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, sir. I would be more happy to be known as a student than an IAS officer, sir.
Always very humble. How is it possible that you're still maintaining that humility even after getting success?
Nothing, sir. I
In
think
between, like he's the one of the most humble students I have seen.
I think that should be the basic trait of all the students, sir. And having come from the background that I've come from, being the farmer's son, and I think throughout my journey, I've been fortunate to meet such people who have always kept me grounded, also, sir.
So you learned from people,
Including
me.
Certainly, sir. No, because I still remember, sir, one thing that you told me once I cleared my IRS and I was about to give my attempt again to get into IAS. So you had always told me that staying humble is one of the basic thing, and along with that, don't stop updating your knowledge
What
or
made
keep
you
reading.
follow that? Because I keep telling this to so many people. Of course, many of them follow, but many of them don't follow it also.
Sir, and I think to follow anything when somebody tells, I think two things are very important, sir. One, with whom it comes, and how much respect you have for that person. And second thing is, are you really getting benefited out of it? And for me, I really have that much respect for you. That is, anyways, we know what kind of respect or what kind of bond that we share. Along with that, I've also got the utility of being humble, sir. I feel being humble is one of the smartest way to be, and people always like that humility, and people come to your way to get to give what you want if you remain humble, sir. So
How is it helping you, as an IAS officer? So you've been traveling, especially in Northeast.
when I went to the Northeast is really a foreign culture, and it is still a foreign culture for me, sir. And there was that cultural shock. But in initial 2 or 3 months, one thing that I understood with the Northeast, people of Northeast was they are the people who have huge self-respect, sir. For them, it really doesn't matter whether you are an IAS, IPS or somebody. And especially with that tribal culture or the tribal set of people, they are really having high self-respect, and they respect you like anything, and provided you give them that respect. So that again made me realize that how much humility matters here, sir. And even with our group C or group D staff that will be working there, a little humility and little courtesy, sir. Say for example, you just make them sit or offer them a coffee, because sometimes it happens like because of this service and all that, we somewhere will leave that humility or keep that humility to the only higher ups in the hierarchy. So but just to make sure that that humility trickles down the hierarchy, that itself creates a wonder, sir, to build a
And you're
team.
confident that you will be like this throughout your career.
I don't know, sir. Hopefully, I at least I'll try and conscious effort, at least to ensure that I stay humble, sir.
Good. Do you think this 6-7 years of preparation also made you humble? You took 6 attempts.
Yes, sir.
You wrote 5 mains. You went for 4 UPSC
Yes, sir.
interviews. You got ranked twice.
Yes, sir.
You were in IRS and then
Yes, sir.
became IAS. Does this long journey somewhere make you even more humble?
Yes, sir. Certainly,
Have you
sir.
seen the same thing in your batchmates?
That trend is there, sir. Sir, if I compare myself with my
Hmm.
first attempt, I really can't relate to that person what I was in my first attempt, sir.
He was an arrogant.
Yeah, not arrogant, but yes, sir. Somebody who thinks that he's smart or he can really
Hmm.
outsmart others or who is
Hmm.
really intelligent. Yes, those things are all there, sir. But
Hmm.
I think it should always be
Intellectual
the right
arrogance.
blend of the confidence and humility that takes you to the distance, I guess, sir. Because
Hmm.
it's very easy to ensure that, or it's very easy that that tinge of arrogance peeks into your character or nature, and you should be very conscious about it, sir, all the time to ensure that you suppress it. And to be very honest, sir, and I've shared with you many a times also, that thing of IAS or something. Time and again will pop up in your head, sir, when
Hmm.
somebody behaves little arrogant with us,
Hmm.
or somebody doesn't listen to what we speak, because we feel like now we have arrived or somebody should listen to us. But when somebody doesn't respond the way we want to,
Hmm.
that thing will pop up in our mind every now and then, this IAS. So I think you should be very, very, very conscious to suppress that IAS and remain humble.
So, during this long journey of preparation, did you ever feel like quitting?
Yes, sir. Many a times, sir. Many
Hmm.
a times, because especially for me, sir, I worked in a software company called SAP Labs for three and a half years. So
Hmm.
uh, when I came into the civil services, I had absolutely no idea about civil services, no background about civil services. I was already 25, 26 when I started preparing. With every going attempt, the pressure on us will be increasing exponentially, sir. Considering the
Hmm.
Indian society, you'll be seeing that your friends are getting an apartment, getting a car, and all your friends are getting married or getting settled, and your
Hmm.
parents will be having that much pressure.
Hmm.
And in an Indian society, sir, you have interacted with many students and you have told me many stories about it also, sir. When an aspirant starts to write an UPSC exam, it is not alone him, but the entire family writes the exam,
Hmm.
because the relatives will be backing. So the pressure was always there, sir, and many a times I've felt like quitting.
Hmm.
And I think in that journey of 5 to 6 years, you were there for 5 years at least, sir, for initial, barring initial 1 year. So
Hmm.
I've come to you many times that telling that I'll quit, sir.
It's a very
Many
common
a
feeling
times.
among all the
Exactly, sir.
aspirants.
Much, and especially when you're approaching your 28, 29, 30s.
Hmm.
So that pressure will be exponentially increasing, sir. So
Okay.
we all feel
So,
like quitting.
how are you updating yourself? I think I remember telling you this should not stop with this success.
Exactly, sir.
Maybe you should, along with staying humble. I remember telling you to
Yes, sir.
read lots of books. I think.
Yes. Sir, that thing I've always kept in my mind.
So, approximately how many books you might have read after you got into IAS?
Yes, sir, I really don't know the number, but on an average, I'm trying to ensure that I'll finish one book a week, sir.
Mm-hmm. So you are keeping up with that.
Almost, sir. At least I've been able to manage 2 books a month, at least, even if
Mm-hmm.
I was busy or even
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing something
So how is it
important.
helping you?
Sir, it's helping me a lot, sir. Sir, I believe that once we get into this IAS, because we'll be having so much of work to do and we'll be going through so much of files and
Mm-hmm.
programs, policies, and stuff, somewhere we'll be bound only to that, sir. And the general awareness about the other things will somewhere be waning out slowly. Say,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if you ask me about the international relations, what is happening with India, China, or the confidence with which I was answering when I was preparing, I can't answer today, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all those nitty gritties, though I might know at the superficial level or bird view, so that somewhere makes you feel outdated. But once you keep reading and keep yourself updated, no, so you can genuinely strike that healthy, deep conversation with anyone at that
Mm-hmm.
depth.
Whenever you have conversation with senior officials, uh, s- either from IAS or IPS, how does it feel? How do they treat you?
Treat you as in, sir.
In the sense ki like you fresher like in UPSC,
Yes.
do they give you tips? Do they give you any solicited or unsolicited? Do they respect you? Like, do they see you as an equal, like because of same service?
No, sir. That thing is always there, sir. They'll always guide us really well. Most of these IAS officers whom we meet, no, sir, they'll be having so much of experience in their life, so much of diversity in their career that they'll be having so many stories to tell. And they'll always have these, they'll say temporocentrism, no, sir. They'll always compare their times with our times, and they'll
Correct.
say that how it has evolved and what are the aptitude or what are the skill sets that you should be developing. So generally the conversation will be on those lines. They'll be comparing their times with our times, and they'll say that how it has improved or how
Somewhere,
much
do
it
you
has.
see them as outdated, like any point of time?
Not at all, sir.
They are updated.
Updated. Most of them I speak is
Hmm.
actually they are surprisingly updated, sir. Because we being at the first phase of our career, when we see, we feel it's really hectic.
Hmm.
But theirs will be even more hectic, and in the amidst of that busy schedule, they are still able to keep themselves updated. It's really surprising.
They're good at
sometimes.
multitasking.
Exactly, sir. And with most of the seniors that I've met, most of them have this habit of reading, sir, and they'll also make sure that they read whenever they get the time.
So, can you like most of the viewers are like those who want to be an IAS, IPS, IFS. Most of them don't know what exactly happens after you get into IAS.
Yes, sir.
So once you get the rank, what happens? Like, how does it start? What are the different phases you have? What are the parts of those phases?
Yes.
Very briefly, if you can tell.
So the first thing that happens after once you clear your exams is you'll get a call to go to Labasna, sir, Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration. So and there will be now we have a common foundation course. Sir. So once you clear your exam, we'll be having the common foundation course of around three and a half months. Sir. And there people of all the services will be there. And after that, IAS people will stay in Mussoorie, and all the other service people will go to their respective academies. Say for example, IPS people go to Hyderabad, IRS IT go to Nagpur, and customs go to Faridabad, and likewise others go to their academy. And IAS people, they stay back in Labasna where their phase 1 training starts. So our phase 1 training, it almost lasted till April, sir. So it will be almost for four.
So what happens in that phase 1?
Yes, sir. In our phase 1 training, will be a part of it will be Bharat Darshan will be there, sir. Along with that, will be taught about the different modules, sir. Many of the IAS officers who are well versed in their fields.
Example of
they are,
these modules. What modules?
Yes, sir. For example, our phase 1 was divided into different modules, sir. Say, for example, there was agriculture module, there was economy module, and there was women empowerment modules. So, likewise, different modules were made in our phase 1 where the agriculture related academic as well as non-academic, that is the field experiences. Some of the
experts would come and
experts also, sir, and some of the officers who have really done good work. Say for example, Manish Mudgil sir had come to us for because he has done an exceptional work in land reforms. So likewise, many such officers who have done very well in their respective fields will come and tell us. And another important or fascinating thing is not only officers, sir, somebody who have really done good work in their field. Say for example, Popat Rao Pawar, who has done really good work in watershed development. So such people will also come, sir, whoever have done good work. So that along with that, an academic friend also will be having different subjects like economics, macroeconomics will be taught, and little bit of international
Is there any
affairs.
exam at the end of
Yes,
phase
sir.
1?
There will be 2 exams. At the end of phase 1, we'll be
Phase
having 1 exams. Sometimes there will be in proper exams, and sometimes there can be in parallel evaluation also, sir. That is, they might ask us to submit these assignments and give some presentations.
There is this essay competition also. Like essay
Sir,
writing.
many such competitions will be happening, sir. And another interesting thing about academy is there are many clubs, sir. That is, there are officers
You are
club.
member of?
I was the member of officers club also, sir. So, and there will be mess committee, and there are arts club.
So what happens in officers club?
Sir, officers club basically it coordinates with the different clubs, any sports activities that should be conducted. So all these things, or if we have any anything that we need to demand with the faculty members, or if we need to keep any of our suggestions to the faculty members, or if need any coordination, those things are done by the officers club. Similarly, there is arts club also, sir, where there'll be lots of essay competition, photography, and or writing your experiences. So these
So all
things
this
are there.
trekking and all that is in foundation course? Or
Yes,
in
sir.
phase 1 also
In
it happens?
foundation course, we'll be having 1 trekking, sir. And there'll be 3 mini treks also, where they'll make you to acclimatize, and then there'll be 1 trek to Himalayas.
During
Uh,
foundation course.
yes, sir. There'll
After
be
that, in phase one.
in phase one, we'll be having our Bharat Darshan, sir.
Okay. Yes.
So that Bharat Darshan is also a wonderful
For how long
experience.
it will be there?
So it will be there for around 1.5 months, around 50 to 55 days.
Okay.
50 days, sir.
You literally visit every state.
No, sir. They'll form many routes, sir. Like there'll be an for us we were 180 people, sir.
Okay.
So 18 people's 10 routes were made. So
Okay.
some will go to Western India.
10 groups. Of
Yes, sir.
18 people.
18 people's 10 groups. So
Okay.
where we'll be visiting. So
Mm.
Bharat Darshan is a really wonderful experience where you'll really get to
So
understand
what is
the
the
pulse
point
of
of
the
this
country.
Bharat Darshan?
Sir, I think the routes are designed itself in such a way that we get to visit almost every aspect, sir. Every aspect, as in there'll be a tribal study, there'll be cultural studies there. There is an attachment with the army, and there is an urban development that is happening, rural village studies that we'll be doing. So it forms this entire thing, sir. So where you'll get to understand actually the pulse of the country, where you'll be visiting islands like Andaman.
And these 18 people, they become even more closer than.
Yes, sir. I think they are the friends for the life, I feel, sir, because they'll be the closest, well-knit group, because we'll be together for
Doesn't
50
matter
days.
which cadre they end up.
Exactly,
These 18
sir.
people, I think you will share.
Sure, sir. And how the cadre how the composition of these 18 members will also be like, they'll bring the people from different cadres, and
Some of them end up marrying each other. Like in
yes,
some
sir.
cases.
many such. I think
Yeah,
we in
it's
our batch
natural.
we all have some 8 couples who have.
Acha, nice.
Yes.
That's good. Good. So then phase one ends around April.
Yes, sir.
Then
So
what happens?
after that, we went to our district training, sir. By then, our cadre allocations will come. We'll go to our respective cadres, and there we'll be assigned our districts, where this is more of like on-job training or field
Correct.
training, sir, where we'll be put under our one DM, district magistrate, and generally it will be regular recruits, sir. That is IAS,
Yes.
and we'll be put to train under them. So for me being from Tripura cadre, I was put to Dhalai district, sir. It's one of the aspirational district, and I was put
Okay.
under an DM called Mayur Govekar. So he was a wonderful guide. Likewise, so all the other people will be put under DMs, where there is again a schedule which is being given by the academy to us, where you'll be attached to police, you'll be attached to agriculture department.
Do we have to submit any kind of report?
Yes, sir. At the end of it, and we have to keep writing DO letters, sir. We'll be assigned our mentor, sir. So and we'll be writing the DO.
I'm just curious. Like I keep asking question wherever I do.
Yes, sir. So where we'll be writing it to our mentors that this is the experience that we have had in the past 2 months. So basically, you are sharing your experiences with somebody senior, so that he'll get to know whether our training
So
is
district
intact
training
or
is
not.
for like how many months?
It's almost for a year, sir.
I have heard that meanwhile you will also work at state level, capital city.
Yes, sir. That's what, sir. It is once you are assigned to your cadres, every states have their own way of taking the training from there, sir. Some states will be having initial 1 or 2 months in the capital, where they'll be training them on the land laws or acts, which are land is a state subject. So these land acts and all will be taught to them. After that, they'll move to their districts. But some states will make it in the mid of it.
Okay.
So after once you're finishing your district training
When does
is
it
again,
get sent?
sir, by the end of 10 to 11 months, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
around like if it starts around April, then next year.
Yes,
Jan,
sir. By
February.
next year, March, April
March,
times.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it will end, sir. So, sir, another interesting aspect is the independent charges that we get, sir. Say, for example, for everybody, they'll get BDO as a block development officer or Tahsildar charges here in Karnataka. So they'll get this independent charge. That is really very good experience, where you're at the smallest
time. For the
first
you are
time, where
learning.
you'll be the signing authority. You'll be giving leaves to someone.
How
and
does it feel when you?
Sir, it's wonderful, sir. You'll feel that how responsible job it is and how diverse job it is, and very small nitty-gritties. Sir, for example, to share my experience, the second day I took charge as a BDO, in Tripura, there was one local party also, sir. So there were some differences in the political issue that happened, and there was they locked out one of the panchayat secretaries there on the second day. And I had no idea what to do, what to negotiate. But you are in that situation now. You have to negotiate with the people to ensure that the panchayat secretary is
You're on your own. You have to
released.
take
Yeah.
the decision.
So you'll really be having such wonderful experiences being an independent, sir. And some states also give the SDM charges. as an independent charge also. So that is wonderful, sir. And after that, you'll be having a small stint in the secretariat also to understand how the secretariat of the state government works, sir. So this is the entire thing.
So you are currently under what phase?
Sir, I'm done with my phase one. After and that is after my phase one, I went to my district training. I'm
Okay.
done with that. Then I was called back again to academy Labasna for phase two. So I'm done with my phase two as well.
So what
Phase
happens once you are called back? To
yes, sir. Sir, in district training, you need to submit all these report. Like you need to submit the village study reports and socio-economic reports and many reports to ensure that you have been trained well.
Correct.
So after that, in the phase two, a kind of assessment of what you have learned in the district training, sir.
How long you will stay in Mussoorie?
1.5 months to 2 months. No,
Okay.
it's a short duration. Sir. Actually, phase two is the shortest of all the phases, sir.
Okay.
Phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four. After my phase two, now from 2013 batch, they have introduced this assistant secretaryship with Government of India, sir. It's a small stint of around 3 to 4 months with 90 days to be exact, 3 months with Government of India, just to understand how the
You're
Government of
currently
India
going-
works.
going
Yes,
through
sir.
that, right?
Currently, I'm an assistant secretary in Ministry of Rural Development, sir.
Okay. So now you are there in the Ministry of Rural Development.
Yes, sir.
In the Union Government of India. From top, how does it look like? Like you were born and brought up in a village.
Yes,
right?
sir.
You come from a very poor, humble background, and we had seen the grassroots things, especially the rural realities. Now you are sitting in the Rural Development Ministry, so you have access to, not access, like you know about the
Yes.
policy making process and everything. So how does it look like? Do they really consider grassroots level realities?
Actually, it's now to get into Government of India is really a wonderful experience, sir, because we were there on the field at the lowest of the level of governance. That is at the panchayat level. We have been there. We have been at the block level. Now we are looking at from the top. I really think there is a lot of considerations that are being taken because most of the officers who are come there have served as the DMs and they know the pulse of the people, sir. So yes, there might be some gaps here and there. There might be some differences with the evolving times, but I think they still get to know the pulse of it, sir, when they form the policies. And now have this thing to compare both the worm view as well as bird view, sir. So when I look at the bird view, it is that much diverse, sir. Whenever we are discussing, or our secretary, sir, whenever he takes any review, so he takes the review of almost 30 states. So the states and union territories. So the issue of every state is that much diverse, sir. And I really think IAS really provides that huge opportunity to experience all these diversity, sir, right from panchayat level up to Government of
Is
India
it worth
level.
getting into IAS?
Sir, it's really worth it, sir. Sir, you know my story. Like I've been here for almost 6 years now, but in the end, I really feel it's worth it, sir. Just for the sheer diversity that it provides and sheer satisfaction that this job provides.
So when people say why IAS, the answer to IAS, the diversity, they're not lying.
Not at all, sir. It's really because, sir, which job in the world will give you an opportunity to shift from one field to entirely different field in the span of 1.5 years, 2 years, sir? Today I might be SDM and tomorrow I might be handling some commercial taxes, and day after tomorrow a municipal commissioner, and then a DM where you are looking at the rural aspect and development of it. So it's really that diverse, I feel, sir.
Okay. Do you regret getting Northeast?
Not at all, sir. Yes, sir, I agree. There are some challenges on the personal front to manage family and to manage those
Your
things.
wife is in
Yes, sir, my
Bangalore.
wife is in state civil services, so it is that much challenging on that part.
Mhm.
But work-wise, it is really one of the best places to work, I feel, sir, because dependency on the government is that high. Be it the kind of work you do on the in government schools or government hospitals, people will directly get benefited there, sir. Whereas here, people still have private options. They can still go to the private hospitals, but there, I think the impact of your work is that much visible or that much evident on the people, sir. So I really don't regret getting Northeast. Yes, barring
Now,
on
how are
personal
you
life.
balancing? Like you got married like 2 years ago?
Yes, sir, 1.5
One and
years.
a
Sir.
half years ago. So don't you think it's difficult to,
Yes, sir. Sir, it is difficult,
but
but
somehow you're able to manage?
sir, you have signed up for that, no, sir.
Mm.
I think that is true with everybody also, sir, because until you are there on the field,
Mm.
barring very few, most of them will be serving on the remote corners of the country,
Mm.
sir. Like somebody might be serving in the left-wing extremist area of Chhattisgarh. Somebody might be serving in the remote areas of Bihar.
Mm.
So that is true with everybody.
And because it is love marriage, somehow
Yes,
things.
sir. But actually,
And you
that
married a girl, like again, my student.
yes, sir. Again, Insights has helped me both professionally also and personally also, sir.
Good. So I'm happy to see you both really happy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So and I'm happy to see that you're able to manage, balance your personal and professional life. So what about the future? Like, how do you like to be uh, identified or distinguished
Yes.
going forward in the service?
One thing that I'm thinking is I don't want to get highlighted for any other reasons except for my work, sir. And I'm the kind of person you also know, sir. I really don't like media glare or any of those sorts, and I'm not there on social media. And so I want myself to be recognized for my work, and rather I just want to remain silent, put my heads down, and work and contribute whatever max I can contribute. And in the process, I should also grow as an individual and look at the opportunities that comes forward and take it up how it comes, sir.
So when you made it in the sixth attempt, did you face lots of doubts, criticisms, the people in and around you, which usually, because whenever I interact with students here, that is the painful process they go through. So when they don't crack in second attempt, third attempt, people start doubting them.
Yes.
So did you face that? If at all you faced, how did you deal with it?
Yes, sir. It certainly happens, sir. And it when you told these thing, I mean, yesterday I was having conversation with my father, sir. So my father was saying this. That is when he was interacting with my friends, and I was going to interview, coming again, going to interview, coming back again
Mm.
without getting results. So my father's friends were saying that this is not his cup of tea. I think he should just give it up now because I come from the middle class or lower middle class kind of upbringing. So there will be that financial insecurity. So
Mhm.
they were also a little skeptical and suggesting my father that he should quit it now. So,
Mhm.
and obviously, when that happens, I'll get to know, sir, whether my father tells it
Mhm.
or not. Through his expressions, I'll get to know. And
Mhm.
while preparing, we might seclude ourselves or completely cut ourselves out from relatives and other things.
Mhm.
But our parents are the one who will be really bearing the brunt of it. So, yes, sir, that was always there, that backlash or it.
Mhm.
I knew that that is happening, though I might not, I was not reacting or I was not getting it directly, but
Mhm.
indirectly, it was, I was always knowing and it was also always running at the back of my mind, sir.
Any difficult moments that you faced as an aspirant?
Yes, sir. There has been many breakdown moments, sir. Especially after I gave my second interview and I didn't get through, and after I
Mhm.
gave my third interview and I didn't get through, I was like, I'm doing whatever I can, but still, why is it not happening? So
Mhm.
sometimes I think, sir, one thing that has made this exam has made me is it has made me really philosophical and spiritual a bit, sir. That is. Not everything is under control, sir. You
Mhm.
can do whatever you can do, but there are many external factors also that will be playing the role. So all you can do is just put your heads down and keep going. So
Mhm.
uh, that is my lesson, sir. And there has been many breakdown points as such, sir.
So why do you think it took so long? Like, are there any reasons that
I
did you
really
miss
can't
guidance,
pinpoint, sir, because I got the right guidance
or you
also.
visited me late or something?
Yes, I mean, maybe
Not
one
late, like
thing,
you were there, like you were doing
yes,
your
sir. But
efforts.
one thing, yes, sir, because we have discussed this before also, maybe, and I told no, sir, initially we'll be having that kind of ego in us, and this exam makes sure that all your ego is
I remember,
shattered.
like in first three attempt, you were there, but you were not
Yes, sir.
approaching me
I was approaching you also, sir, but I was really not taking your
consistently.
suggestions that seriously. Also, I was just hearing your suggestion. I was not actually listening, and I was not actually implementing it.
Then last three attempts, you became very serious.
Yeah,
Like,
last three, rather than that, I would say that in the attempt I got IRS, there also you helped me
hmm,
uh, in my interview.
hmm,
And my interview journey also, sir.
hmm,
My interview journey, especially my association with you, where it has helped me a lot is interview, sir. Because when I came to you, my interview marks was 158 or something, sir, and I really needed that push. And I know that you told me that you just surrender yourself and do what I asked you to do, and give one to ones, and just work on your whatever things that I suggest you to. And that time I remember, I think I have given 6 or 7 one to ones only, sir, in the.
Correct.
And no, my marks jumped from 156 to 193 that time, sir. So I think that was one
That's a
major
combination
push.
of factors, I think. So the very fact that you were willing to take guidance,
Yes,
that moment you became even more humble, and that is the turning point. It's not about how many marks. About, of course, that might have helped
maybe, sir. I think,
polish
yeah,
things, but it is that the internal change that occurs, within the personality.
yes,
I think that the panel will always recognize.
yes. Sir, I
I,
think they say no, sir. For somebody to coach you, you should be coachable first. So that means you should mentally, you should accept that coach as somebody as your own. So I think I became that much receptive to whatever you say, and that brought that transformation in me, which was reflected, or which interview board recognized maybe.
being
So
coachable is something many people don't understand.
exactly,
It.
sir.
Like
That
every
resistance
day,
and hindrance
yeah,
will be there,
exactly.
sir.
For unfortunately, many people realize it late. Even it happens every year.
Exactly,
I see
sir.
people. For instance, this year we got ranked 31. No, like Avinash.
Yes, sir.
He was coachable. So he had that clarity from day one. In first attempt, he could crack it. And as a mentor or teacher, we crave for people like you
Yes.
and people like Avinash to come in more and more numbers. But anyway, this is a process. I think again we are all at the end of the day humans.
Yes.
We come with various mindsets, things.
So, but I think UPSC will prepare you for that, I guess. So, once the journey
But that is
will be stretched,
unfortunate thing, no? Why you have
it
to
is
fail
unfortunate.
and
Yes,
then
sir.
again learn?
And sir, they say no,
When
sir. Few people will be smart enough to learn from others' mistake. Few people like me might not
So
be
earlier
so
you-
smart enough to learn from
Earlier
others'
you
mistake.
mentioned, no, the humility is smartness actually,
Yes, sir.
right? I mean, if some people realize in the beginning,
Yes, sir.
it actually works in their
Yes.
favor.
Some people might need those beatings to learn the lessons. So, but ultimately, they say no, sir. Deraya durustaya. So ultimately, it happens.
Good. So and you are picking up Bengali. I mean, you can speak Bengali now,
Not really, sir, but I can understand. Yes.
but you have to speak, right? Like
Yes, sir.
you'll
Yes,
have to
I'll
learn.
pick it up, sir.
কেমন আছো?
খুব ভালো, sir.
খুব ভালো। ভালোবাসি।
Uh, yes, sir.
So I had a Bengali friend. I mean,
Oh,
in my college. So I had picked up on that.
sir, I remember you have a lot of Northeast connection, because I remember you had one of the closest friend from Nagaland.
One of my very close friend is still in Nagaland.
Yes, sir.
So he grows mushrooms and he has become a successful entrepreneur. So he did the genetics and then post graduation in biotechnology.
Yes.
Did PhD in something related to mushroom.
So visit to Northeast.
His name is
also.
Imsu Susang Langkumer. So I mean, he's a very
Yes, sir. Sir, I think with that friend, because I remember you saying also, with that friend you can understand how the people of Northeast are, sir. They are very humble, very loyal, and
So I really like them actually. They're loyal, is correct.
Yes, sir.
So once they like you, they will like you for your lifelong.
Yes, sir.
For long term. So that again, even after losing touch for many years, so we still have the same rapport. Usually, college friends are not your true friends.
Yes.
Right? School friends are your true friends, but he ended up as my best friend. So I hope you will contribute immensely to development of Northeast.
Yes,
And
sir. I'm really willing to, sir. Where till I serve there, I'll be very honest to my work.
You rightly said, you would like to be identified only by your work.
Exactly, sir.
So somebody who did good work. So I'm sure I've seen you, like you will definitely do good work, and I hope you keep on reading, updating yourself, and
Definitely,
then
sir.
translating all that knowledge into action to bring reforms or maybe revolution, like big things.
Yeah, definitely, sir. One thing I'd always decided after once I got into service, that my association with you will not end once I get my rank or once I get into service, because and you can call me selfish also, sir, because I know that how much I can tap into you, or I can learn from you, which can help
I'm
me
also
in the
learning,
service
like
also.
every day is learning. I mean, this podcast is also learning. So this the podcast, the intention I'm doing and why I'm inviting. So you said that I know that you don't have accounts on like Twitter,
Yes, sir.
Facebook. Then you agreed to come here. I think out of respect for me. I
Exactly, sir.
think. So the reason I'm inviting you people and having this conversation is to let millions of aspirants, literally million
Yes, sir.
aspirants, know that there are people who went through what similar RDLs, these aspirants are going through, similar difficulties they're going through, and how there is always light
Exactly, sir.
at the end of the tunnel. So that is why we named it, a little more light.
Sir, actually, it's very catchy and very inspirational also, sir.
Hmm.
I genuinely believe, sir, if I can do it, somebody who has come from
Hmm.
such place and with such background, if I can do it, seriously, anybody can do it, sir. And I really want, if this conversation of ours, if it can inspire like even 10 people to get into service
Hmm.
or be that much consistent with their preparation and go through this journey with
No,
that much
definitely it will
dignity.
help. At the end of the day, along with certain intellectual capability, what matters is personality.
Exactly, sir.
So I hope they will be able to learn from your personality. Being humble is something that really pays well in anyone's success.
Exactly.
So let's hope everyone gets some light out of this session.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, Vivek.
Thank you. Thank you so
for
much.
agreeing and coming for this podcast.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends. We will have another episode with another guest in coming days. Thank you so much.